And His Will Ministries International presents Midweek Message. Hi, family. Today we're going to talk about observers of times and enchanters. So, fam, first off, I know like some of you guys really don't believe this stuff is really going on. And it's understandable because it's occultic, it's hidden. You're not supposed to know. Like part of magic is you don't know. But part of it is you do know and they want you in fear. Um, Fam, if you believe in angels, then believe that there were fallen angels. Angels fell, they messed up. Lucifer was kicked out. Like angels fell from heaven and they came down here and wreaked some havoc and taught us a whole lot of awful things. And not only that, they created offspring. And that offspring, most of it was washed away with the flood. But when they died, they had nowhere to go. They weren't made by the Most High God. There's no place for them. So they're angry and they hate you because you have a body and they don't. Okay? And so people, so witchcraft actually is coming into agreement or coming into covenant, making an agreement with the spirit. Now, knowing that these spirits hate you, I don't know why you would want to make an agreement with them. And you witches that think like you're doing, like your craft does not include demons or evil spirits, like I don't know where you think it's coming from, but that's where it's coming from. And you Christian witches, why would you consult lesser spirits when you have the Holy Spirit? Like you're playing for the wrong team. How powerful are you? How powerful could you be working for the Most High God? You're probably a mighty warrior for the Most High God, and you're wasting your time with low-level spirits, getting half truths from low-level spirits. Like, why waste your time? So, astrology is like studying the heavens, like studying the stars and the moon and the earth, not like astronomy. Because in astrology, you're trying to divine the future, right? You're trying to divine the future and like human life events from those things. Now, astronomy, that's just like observing the stars because they're beautiful. I like to look at the night sky. It's beautiful. I enjoy astronomy. I don't do astrology. And so there are people that will do your astrological chart and they can like chart out your life. But where are they getting their information? And so the spirit that they get their information from hates us, hates you. So they're going to give you a little bit of truth and the double cross because that's how witchcraft works. There's always the double cross. It always looks good on the surface. It's always a double cross. So if you come into agreement by seeking out a person like this, that's you coming into agreement with that. You open yourself up to those spirits that are attached to that. If you're consulting your horoscope every day in the newspaper, it's the same thing. And you're coming into agreement with these things. Now, if you're a born again Christian and you're indwelt by the Holy Spirit, these spirits, they can't possess you. They would love to, but they can't possess you. But they can attack you. Like they can come at you. So don't open yourself up to these things. Why? If you have a question, go to your God. The Most High God will tell you. You may not like what he says, but he'll tell you. The second thing we're going to talk about is enchanters. Now, an enchanter is someone that puts a curse or a spell or curse or a spell on an object or on a person. You guys saw that movie with Annabelle the doll. She was enchanted or possessed by a spirit. And that's pretty much what enchanters do. Now, the first time I ever felt witchcraft upon my person, it felt like you know that buzz that fluorescent lamps used to do in school, like that zzz. Well, it felt like that, but in my head. And I'm like, what the heck? And it felt oppressive. Like I just felt, I guess it was probably spirit. I felt oppressed. And so I can't explain that any other way. Like something, that's the only way I can explain it. And I didn't know what that was. I was like, God, what is that? Like, I don't like that. And he let me know, like, that's what it was. But he let me know that that was all that could do, is like feeling oppressed and like the sound of fluorescent lights. That's it. But now I'll know, like when I feel that again, I'll know that that's what's going on. So I've had people murmur against me, like doing a spell or a curse, but so that I could hear it trying to incite fear, like sending that spirit of fear at me. But guess what? God showed me that spirit of fear. Like I had to feel that thing, and trust me, now that I felt that, and I felt that thing. Now that I was having to feel that, like, I was like, oh, like when I felt, with the murmuring, I knew then. And I was like, God, please help me, because now these people are crazy out here. Now, both those times, because I didn't come into agreement with that, like with the fear or with the oppression, because I didn't come into agreement with that. When they did that, they went back to them. But it didn't just go back to them. It went back to the spirit that they consorted with in order to do that. So when that spirit gets it back, they get it back. So they, like, it's not worth it. I don't think that's worth it. You don't know if your curse is going to work and then it could come back on you. Like, that's not worth it. So, in other countries though, like, that is strong. Like, people do like curses against each other all the time, and it works. It works because they come into agreement with that. And if you don't go to God, and you could end up coming into agreement with something like that. See, I don't agree. No. So, I was watching a documentary, and they were saying that sometimes witches will curse change and throw it out there. I used to always pick up change. I don't pick that stuff up anymore. Sometimes an enchanter can put a spirit on something, not in, but on, attach a spirit to something, and then pass that thing to you. I don't accept things from people anymore. I keep my distance from people, because I learned, like, you can pass a spirit like that. Now, I'm not accepting it. You give me something, unless I know you, I'm not taking that thing. So don't bother. But you can put money on my GoFundMe. um, so enchanters can attach a spirit to something. They can put a curse on something. But if you're not in agreement with it, they really can't. And you shouldn't be in agreement with it. But in this Western society, we act like it just doesn't happen, and it happens all the time. And if you're not prayed up, and if you're not reading your word, if you don't have your full armor of God on, you can get caught out there. I read some stories a few years ago. It was like a whole spate of pastors committing suicide. Now, these pastors, I'm sure, were indwelt with the Holy Spirit, but spirits still were attacking them because something that they did opened up a door and gave those spirits legal rights to attack them. Now, they couldn't possess them like the exorcist, but they can attack them, and they can attack you too when you have open doors like that. So, fam, yes, there are enchanted objects. Yes, there are cursed objects. Pray over stuff. That your prayer to your God is stronger than any curse that any witch can put on anything. Your prayer to your God will break any curse. Your prayer and your belief in your God can break any enchantment. Okay? All right. Well, join us again next time when In His Will Ministries International presents Midweek Message. Until then, bye.